Hi, welcome to Camp Happy Meal, and welcome back to day 2 of Spellbinders 13 Days of Craftoween. Let's see what we've got for day 2. These are actually a lot of fun so far. I mean, this was the card from yesterday. I think it came out super cute. I can't wait to see what we got for today. So let's check it out. So we've got a potion bottle and some butterflies and some crystals. It's an interesting concept. What will we have to work with today? I wonder if it's something that has to do... Oh, okay. So we've got the black crow, and he's got a monocle, which is kind of fun. And he's on top of a skull, wishing you a mysterious Halloween night. Wow. I'm going to have to think about this one a little bit. These dies are unlike any that I've ever used before. So this is going to be fun. So let me ponder this one and we'll come back and we'll make a card. Okay, so I will be the first to admit that day 2 really had me quite stumped. I normally don't do scary Halloween, spooky Halloween, creepy Halloween. I more do, you know, fun kid Halloween, kid-friendly Halloween. So my paper pads that I had here didn't really go so well with the crow, or maybe he's a raven, and the skull. So I really had to stop and think about this one and figure out what I wanted to do with this. So I knew that these weren't going to work, but I did have another Halloween paper pad called Willow Lane. This is a scrapbook.com paper pad. It's not quite kid-centric as what the Echo Park and the Simple Stories is. The colors in it are a little more earth tones. The images are a little more realistic in it. Just a whole different style. Could still be used for kid-friendly cards, and I'm going to make some kid-friendly cards with this set. But I thought some of the patterns and things in this set would be better for this kind of a card rather than trying to make scary, spooky, not so silly work with silly. So that's the direction we're going to go. Now, it did take me a little bit to figure out what I wanted to do with this. So let's go ahead and start. I did do all the die cutting ahead of time. We're going to do some heat embossing like we did yesterday. And let's see what we can put together. Standard A2 size card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I die cut this rectangle so that it would have the stitched border around it. This is going to be the background piece. The patterns and things on this paper are still fun. I mean, look at the cute ghosts. And they are cute and they can be very kid-friendly. I just thought that the colors for this set would be much better for the Spellbinders than the Echo Park paper was, at least for this die set. I'm hoping that some of the themes go back to fun and whimsical and not spooky, scary, dark themes, but we'll see what happens. Okay. A lot of pieces to put together here, as you can see. So my plan is to put these near the top, and I want this centered, so these need to actually come down some, but we got a sentiment that goes at the bottom. So these actually probably need to stay back up at the top. Okay, so these shapes that I'm gluing down were cut with Queen and Company dies. Some of them were. These two that I'm putting down were Queen and Company. The background was a Lawn Fawn Stitch rectangle die, and this tag die was from Stampin' Up. It's great to be able to mix and match your products so that you can create a variety of different things. And I mean, every card that you do can come out differently using the same products. So I'm always on the lookout for a good set of dies that can be used in a number of ways. I use dies a lot on my cards. They just make things a lot easier. Ultimately, I think I'm going to pop this up on here. So let's go ahead and build the bird with the skull. Now, this is the first time that I'm building this, so bear with me while I figure out how this goes. And that's not right because the skull is white. So I think I need to die cut this. Yeah, so I need to recut this piece out in white instead of black. And this piece should probably be black. I think that would probably make more sense. So let me die cut these again. Okay, so that was interesting. So I totally messed up whenever I die cut these originally, because I cut out the base of the skull thinking that this was the going to be the background piece because of the black teeth. But they have this outline piece, which is actually supposed to be the black part. And when you cut this in white, that cuts out the spaces so that when you put it onto the black background piece, then you see the spaces for the teeth. So, totally messed that up the first time, but we got it right this time. And this is kind of cool because you could have a reverse skull. But anyways, okay, which means that we don't need all of those tiny little pieces, which is good. So let's go ahead and put this together. This cardstock has a little bit of a satin finish to it. It is a specialty cardstock that I picked up at a place like Office Depot or Staples. I believe it's made by Astro Brights. They have what's called a neutrals pack, and it has the pearl white, and it's got a cream color and then a darker tan color, and they all have this pearl finish to them. They're really nice to use on Christmas cards and things, just for a little bit of subtle shine. And we'll put together the bird. I'm wondering if I should have done his wing in a lighter color of black, but I used black glitter paper. It just has a very subtle glittery effect to it. You can kind of see the shine to it a little bit, maybe. And this is his beak, which I probably should have done in gray. So you know what, let me die cut that in some gray, and then we'll finish the bird. This one has definitely proven to be more of a challenge than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, from the whole concept of what to even do with this kind of an image, to die cutting out the pieces incorrectly, and then changing things up and making his beak gray. Yeah, this was more of a challenge than what I thought it was going to be. And actually, we need him to be on a background for this to work. So let's take the glue off the back of that for now. And let's go ahead and start to build this on the platform. Okay, so we could put his legs on the back of him. It's always fun the first time through with something new like this and trying to figure out how it goes together. And you're getting to see what it's like before you even start to play with yours, if you haven't picked this up yet, or if you're not playing along. So it's kind of good for you to see what you would be in for, and you can see the different things you have to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and put him on. I'm always up for a good challenge, and this is definitely a good one. Now I'm really curious as to what's in the other days for this, and are they going to be as much of a challenge as this one was, and what the themes are going to be. And I wonder if there's a possibility in here that some of this can be combined together as well. And I guess I need to put glue on the back of the skull. I'm just on the struggle bus with this one today, aren't I? Okay, and then his beak, which we're going to do in the gray. And I'm not quite sure how this one goes. Did I die cut it upside down? I sure did. I die cut it upside down. Okay. So let's try that again, because this is very interesting that that piece is backwards. So I actually need to flip the paper over whenever I die cut this, so that it comes out the right way. So let me re-die cut this one again, and then we'll try to finish this. All right, so I cut it the other direction, and it still doesn't work right, because although it fits into the space better, then his beak is turning upwards instead of downwards. So the only thing I can figure is that maybe you're supposed to tuck this underneath his head, and that makes up part of his eye like that. So let's go ahead and do that. This one is quite tricky. This was a little more than I was anticipating. Okay, and then let's glue his head back down. Okay, and now he's got a monocle, which I cut mine out of silver. And that goes like that. So let's go ahead and put that on him. And I apologize that I have messed this up on several different instances. As with all of my videos, typically whenever I'm showing something on screen, if it's something that's new to me, you're seeing it for the first time that I'm using it. And the reason why I do that is so that you get a good idea of the ins and outs of a product if you decide to also pick up the same thing. You're not seeing something that's been rehearsed and heavily edited. You're seeing first time through using something. And my hope is that that will help you decide whether this product is for you or whether it's not, just to help you make a better decision. So you know kind of what you're in for. So let's glue down his bow tie. Okay, and then he's got a hat. So tell me in the comments, the way that this has gone today, with there being so many things that I've had to go back and redo, would you rather that I kept that kind of thing in the video? Or would you prefer that I heavily edit the video so that you don't see when things like that happen? Would you prefer that the videos were just clean cut? Here's what we're making, here's how it goes together, 1, 2, 3, 1 and done. Or do you want me to keep in the things like that where I had to die cut out the skull and where I thought I had to recut out the beak? Let me know what your preference is, because I mean, I can certainly edit my videos to not include that kind of thing. But I think it's helpful whenever the mistakes are shown, or whenever the different issues that come up using something new. But let me know what you think. I mean, I make these videos for you, and I want them to be something that you'll enjoy watching. So let me know your thoughts on that. Okay. This will go here, and then we'll put our sentiment down here. I need to see how big the sentiment is. And it's kind of nice because they give you an idea of which sentiment they intended to go with the card, or with the dies. So we're going to take their suggestion. Okay, so let me go ahead and stamp this. And as I said earlier, we're going to heat emboss this. Put this piece back so we don't lose it. I'm using archival ink, same as I did yesterday. And I found that I was able to heat emboss the archival ink, which was nice. And that heat set it so it didn't smear, which was great. So we're just going to do that again today. And I will turn off the sound so you don't have to listen to the heat gun. And my stamping on this was not perfect. I probably should have primed that stamp a little bit but we're just going to go with it. So let me clean this up and we'll finish this card. This is where we are. So let's go ahead and get this one finished and get this wrapped up for the day. Nice little sentiment. So this one was definitely a tricky one today. I wasn't expecting for it to take as many twists and turns as it did. But overall, I really am liking how it turned out. Still definitely not the style of Halloween cards that I normally make. But that's okay. Sometimes it's good to go out of your comfort zone and make something different. I do hope that there are some more fun and whimsical themes in some of the upcoming die sets so that I can still use some of the Echo Park paper and the Simple Stories paper that's a lot more kid-friendly and vibrant colors. But this will be fun. Now I just have to find somebody to give this one to. Okay, that's our card for day 2 of Spellbinders Craftoween. It's a little spooky, it's a little on the dark side. It was fun to do. I struggled a lot with it, but we got a good completed card out of it, and I'm happy with how it turned out. It's very unique compared to what I normally create, and it was fun. So I'm looking forward to coming back for day 3 to see what's in that one and build another card with you. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow for day 3. Have a great day.